Yeah, so what are your best methods so far? Which method are you currently using and how many products are you testing daily, Karthik?
So I know that you suggest daily test five products, but right now I'm not doing five products a day. Uh, I'm little slow, so I'm just doing currently one or two products. And
Yeah,
the best methods which I use is your AliExpress category and as well as the transaction. That's the one.
yeah,
And sometimes I use the Ecom Hunt, the spy tool.
yeah.
And these are all the two currently I'm doing it, but I need to get into that eBay method which you said that is also is a really wonderful one.
Yeah,
The eBay watch count and as well as the explore eBay.
yeah, that's right.
Uh, yeah, that this is it for now for me.
Okay,
And sometimes I do see the Facebook ads as well.
okay, yeah, that's good. So what are the so you're testing products that meet the criteria. How's the results going with that?
Results are like I'm getting sales,
Yep.
but it is not a consistent one, so it is
Okay.
getting break even.
Yep.
So that gives me
Data.
in a good position at least we are getting whatever the money we are spending, so it is not losing.
Yep.
If at all it is losing, it's like very little bit of money, and that's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. So when it does break even, keep it running. Keep it running until it starts making a loss. That's another good idea because you want to collect data and you want to get people into your email list because once they're in your email list, you can resell them again and again. So breaking even or making a small loss of $1 or two isn't too bad. So it's definitely good to see that you're making sales. I think what you need to do is just start testing more products because more products equals higher chance of finding a winning product that you could make 5 10K off. So I think that's the best thing for you, Karthik. But it seems like you're going down the right path and you're finding products that are breaking even, which is a really good first step.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. Hey Will, how's everything?
Good, good. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can. How's everything on your end?
Dude, I just hit 1100 in sales today,
No
16 days
way.
in. So, yeah.
Holy crap. So did you like when you first got started, were you like beginner 0 to now 1K or was it like what's the journey like? That's crazy.
Well, see, I have a lot of oh, can you see that there?
Yeah, I see it. I
Oh,
see
it's-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
I have a lot of experience in marketing, so that's why I think I've gotten like a
Oh,
little bit of
boy.
success so far.
what's up,
Hey,
Jonathan?
John. But yeah, no, it was honestly just like I tested a lot of products, but it's kind
Okay.
of funny that the one product was that like my girlfriend gave me one suggestion
Yeah.
and it ended up being my winner because she found it on like a YouTube channel.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
tested it. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I've just been trying to scale it and learning how to scale, which I think is like super valuable for me because
That's awesome.
yeah, once I find my next winner, then I'll be able to scale it even better. So
Yeah,
yeah,
talking
it's
about
great.
that, I started following sites that sort of review top AliExpress item of the month. That's something I've been watching and it's been pretty good for me. You get a bunch of
Mm.
unique products, so definitely start doing that. But it's good to see you scaled the product to 1K. That's awesome. I still consistently testing every day. Any other questions you have, Will?
Um, Not really. It's honestly the biggest learning curve I've had so far has been ad sets.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think the most valuable thing that I've got from you, especially, was just like when you dropped this on like the first day of the chat, and it was just to do worldwide targeting
Okay.
minus like the big five. Because I think that's what Braden Wirch does on YouTube too,
Yeah.
right? Is he does like
Yeah. A lot of
minus
people
top
are
five
starting
and
to
he
do it
sells
now as
worldwide.
well.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess the only real like issue I'm having is I'm kind of worried about like these long shipping times because I am having people from like Serbia and like
Yep.
Brazil
Yep.
purchase, right? I just don't I haven't experienced yet, so I just wanted to see what's your thought on like the people who do end up waiting 30 days. Like, do they eventually complain or anything, or
Yep.
what's up with that?
So to combat that, what you want is a really strong customer service team. Someone that gets back to them within under 24 hours. That you can probably do customer service yourself at this point. Get back to them as soon as
Mhm.
possible. Have a template where you reassure them, tell them how due to the 50% off sale, a lot of people are jumping on the sale. Hence, there's a mass amount of orders, and due to that, there's going to be a delay in shipping times. Have a nice template set up and always reply to them as soon as possible and assure them that it's on its way. And then after 1 or 2 weeks, you can start sending them screenshots of the AliExpress tracking. That also reassures them, having a photo showing where it's at, that it's on the way to their country, and his address. That is a really good thing to keep them happy.
Okay. Yeah, good customer service. That's what I assumed as well.
Yeah, and then
you.
with the scaling, so now that you sort of find a winning ad set, what you can start doing is slowly increasing the budget, going from $5 to $10, 10 to 20, as well as scaling horizontally by duplicating and having a bunch of similar interests. So 10 extra ad sets with similar related to interests to your winning ad set.
Yeah, I have scaled them horizontally, and the only issue that I've been having with because I'll I'll scale horizontally, and then I'll find these new interest groups that work really, really well.
Yep.
And then I'll try to scale them vertically.
Okay.
And I start to notice it hits like the sweet spot where if I increase the budget by this amount, I start to see like similar return on ad spend.
Okay.
But then if I increase it too much, then all of a sudden I'm spending a lot more and getting less. Is this like a common thing that happens a lot?
Yeah, so when you increase, there is like an optimization phase. So what you want to do is you want to increase it. So if you're going from $20 to $40, your ROAS is going to drop, but you want to give it 2 or 3 more days and it'll sort of optimize. And then after day 2 and day 3, things will start going nice again. Your ROAS would go back up. Obviously, it won't be as high as when you had it at a lower budget, but it's still more worth it because you're spending much larger, you're getting more sales, even though the return is slightly less. Your overall net profit for the day would be more.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll write that down. Thank you.
Awesome. Jonathan, how's everything?
It's alright, man. I haven't started yet, but I'm planning to launch my first product today.
Okay.
I haven't. But yeah, I don't know why it's been taking ages, man.
Is it? Well, what's the biggest problem so far, you reckon?
Honestly, I'm just worrying about my site right now. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to manage orders and stuff,
Okay, so my biggest tip is you want to just jump on it straight away and let the mistakes happen. You want to jump on it and learn as you go. Learn how to do the orders as you go. Learn how to do customer service on the go. That's the fastest way to learn, and it's the most efficient. I definitely recommend you doing that. Just launch your first product now, today, because learning on the go, you just learn so fast, and then you don't want to perfect everything because it's really not worth it. Perfection isn't worth it within entrepreneurship. You just want to get started and then make the mistakes. And then if you do have problems, you have the group chat and everyone's sort of done that. So definitely everyone's willing to help you. I'm willing to help you. So definitely I recommend just get started and then make mistakes as they come.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. Chris, how's everything?
What's up, Andy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How's everything?
Perfect. Yeah, my video's not working. I don't know why, but
That's fine.
everything's going good. I think I found a winner.
Oh yeah, I saw the
Pretty sure I'm
photo,
still
yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of knew it was a winner when I picked it
Awesome.
because I'm taking my time picking products. So I'm not testing random stuff anymore. I think that's what's really helping me.
Okay. So how'd you come to what changed, do you reckon, that helped you find this winner that might also help these other people trying to find their first winners as well?
I have a checklist I
Okay.
put together from all the courses I've been in.
Okay, I see. Oh, okay.
Here's some of the things I learned. Okay, the big things you have to look for is does it solve a problem?
Yep.
Does it boost confidence? Does it save customer money? Does
Yep.
it save them time? And does it have a high perceived value? And if it hits a lot of these points, 2 or more, then it's worth testing for me.
I see. Yeah, that's definitely really good. That also would come super handy when you want to start testing brand new products and be ahead of the curve. I think the next thing when it comes to dropshipping is really being first movers and being the first to test products, and having criteria such as that would be super handy. if you don't have, after you test, well, I'm at a point where I tested, 300-400 products. So I sort of look at products and I sort of can tell if that's something people will have an urge to purchase. But when you are a beginner, having criteria like that would really help you find brand new products that people haven't tested and you have no idea if it's worth testing. So having a criteria like that sounds really good.
Yeah, I can share with you guys in the chat. Like it's from all like a bunch of paid courses I put together.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So how's the scaling of the product? Want to talk about it?
Haven't started scaling yet. It's still testing, but I'm gonna scale today at midnight.
All right,
And
awesome.
I'm gonna change the winners to $30 budgets.
Okay.
That's one of the strategies I've learned from Jordan Welch.
Yep.
And then once that works, I'm gonna scale to $100 budget.
I say, have you scaled horizontally yet?
Yeah, I've tested like 16 different interests.
Okay, that's
And I
awesome.
found about 5 of them brought me sales that are
Awesome.
profitable.
How many sales have you gotten so far? And do you know how many views your video has gotten?
Yeah, I've gotten 9 sales.
Yep.
The CPMs are so cheap. Like I'm getting 24-cent CPMs. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, my videos at 8,000 views right now.
Awesome. So
8,000
if you want to scale this product hard, what I would
yeah.
recommend you is to do 3-second lookalike audience. Launch that also for midnight. Do 1 all the way to 10%. So 1 to 2, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and do that all the way up to 10 for 3-second views, and do worldwide. So to do worldwide lookalike audiences, you want to click the drop down, click countries, and check all the countries. And do that and tell me how that goes, because that works really, really well with me and a lot of students, and that's a pretty good scaling tactic.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I have to put my upsells all in place.
Okay,
Like I'm already
awesome.
profitable without the upsells, and I've seen that one-click upsell by I think Zipify is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
get that.
And a tip for that is you can actually, a lot of people don't do this, but upsell the same product but at a further discount. That's something a lot of people don't do, but it's super handy, because if the person bought the first product, what's stopping them from buying a second one, which is the same thing they're looking for, but at a further discount?
Oh yeah, it's good.
That's exactly what I did in mine, because my product comes in 2 colors.
Yeah.
And I just put a little add-on saying, like, if you buy 2, you get the second one 20% off.
Yeah,
And that helped a lot
yeah.
of my sales. So that's what creates my average order, or that's what makes my average order volume a lot higher.
Yeah, that's super smart, for sure. Sup, Thomas? How's everything on your end, Thomas?
Hey man, actually, wait, hello? You guys hear
Yep.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Alright, my thing's not lighting up, so I was kind of confused, but... No, it's been okay. I tested 2 products so far. As expected, the CPC was pretty cheap, but there wasn't any sales. It was
Okay.
driving a large amount of traffic to my store though, so... There were 2 add to carts. I think total number of traffics in the last... 2 or day or 2 was around 200 something.
Yep.
So
Okay, yeah, that sounds awesome. So how many have you gotten your first purchase yet?
no, not
Okay,
yet. So I
that's
kind of
totally
just
fine.
I killed these products already because I've hit my margin,
Yep.
profit margin point,
Yep.
and I'm gonna be testing 5 more products tonight actually. So
Yep. That's smart. Yeah, definitely kill them once you hit product margin. But a new thing I learned is, if you're on a budget, only if you're on a budget, you could actually kill the product once it hits, say, 70 to 80% profit margin, because ideally you want a product to be selling, making your small profit on the front end. So if you're on a budget, you can actually kill the product early, because if it's sort of spending past 70 to 80% profit margin, then if it were to scale, it would always sell past your profit margin or around your profit margin. So if you're looking for products that sort of make you profit on the front end, you would kill it early. That's another thing I've learned, because when that at the point where you get your first 2 sales, that's sort of the average cost per purchase throughout the lifetime of that ad set. It usually doesn't go up or down. It usually just goes up. Actually, it rarely goes down. So people think that, if I get a purchase at profit margin, maybe if I scale it, the profit margin would, the cost per purchase would drop, but that rarely happens. It always just keeps on going up. So that's another way to save money if you're on a budget.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. Just writing this down.
Yeah. Karthik, any other questions?
Yeah, so when we use this upsell app, I do have a question. So
Yep.
the thing is, I have to use the Stripe. If I use the Stripe method, so still the customers have the ability to use their PayPal, because the many of the sales which I've got, people are using PayPal to pay it.
Okay.
And I know if you use this upsell app, then Shopify payment will not, it's not going to work, because it is going to take them into a completely different gateway.
Yeah.
So if anybody uses Stripe, and do they have the ability to do PayPal checkout as well?
Yeah, so how one-click upsell works, it's under Stripe and under PayPal. So if someone checks out with either PayPal or they check out with, paying their credit card, and if they choose to buy the upsell, then they'll be charged through Stripe. And if they don't choose the upsell, then they'll be charged through Shopify payments. So that's how that works.
Okay, so this upsell app is connected with the Stripe, let's say, for an example.
Yeah.
So they have taken through the upsell. Now the customer is doing some purchase on the upsell.
Yep.
So now do they have the ability to choose Stripe and as well as PayPal?
No, they'll be automatically be going through the method they chose initially. So if they chose to pay by PayPal initially, their upsell will be paid through PayPal. If they chose to pay by card initially, then their upsell will be paid through Stripe. The whole order will be paid through the same processing.
So you mean to say that their first initial sale is happened through Shopify payment, only the upsell sales happen to the upsell app?
Okay, so if the initial sale goes through Shopify payments, so that means the person's paying by card, that means the upsell would go through Stripe. So I'm pretty sure what happens is either the upsell itself, the individual upsell, is going to be charged through Stripe, or it's going to bundle both the products and just charge it through Stripe.
Yeah, because as per my understanding, if we set it up in an upsell, whatever the product which we are tagged to, that product billing happens through the upsell payment method.
That's right. So that means it'll go through Stripe then.
Okay, so in that case, do they have options to choose for PayPal? Because now it is no more the Shopify, because the product is tagged with the upsell, right? So that's my question. I haven't configured yet, because I'm just having a little bit of doubt. Maybe I will contact the customer team and see.
Yeah. So if the person goes onto your store, they add to cart, and then they click checkout with PayPal, they purchase the item, and then they then link to one-click upsell, and then they click add to cart again, then the whole order is charged through PayPal. When they go to the post-purchase upsell, they can't choose a different option of payment. They're charged the same way as they were charged with the initial purchase.
So you mean to say that for the initial purchase, they have option to choose card or PayPal?
Yes, like normal store, in the initial purchase, before the post-purchase upsell, they can choose.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, then I'll go ahead and configure that today.
Yeah.
That's it for me. For me, the thing is, I need to focus more on testing more products, and
Yeah.
I will let you know, guys, how it goes.
Awesome.
And definitely in the chat group, the people you guys are texting and then messaging the information, it is really helpful.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, guys, everybody in this group.
Yeah, the group is really. I'm really happy with the group chat. Like everyone's helping each other out. So that's yeah. I'm really happy with the results that's been able to getting, and I think the community just will boost the whole group in general. I think that's what I was going for when I wanted to create the small group of 20 people. We haven't reached 20 yet, but it's pretty good what we have going.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So for when you guys do, to your audience targeting, you said to select worldwide and excluding the top 4, right, Andy?
Yes, and you'll also want to exclude the third world countries, the ones that have a lot of fraudulent payments.
So would that be like Africa? I usually don't include Africa, China, and I think the Philippines, was it?
Let me get you guys. Let me open up my ad
Africa has some good
account.
countries. South Africa is good.
Yeah, South Africa's good, so I wasn't gonna say exclude that, but
One of the ways I've actually been scaling my ad sets is with that method is I go look at my ad sets and I break them down by country. And then what I do is I look at the amount of people who viewed the website content but didn't actually like add to cart. And then I'll see all these countries that may have like 15, 20, or even 30 like landing page views, but then like 0 of them will add to cart, right? And it tends to be places like Pakistan, Myanmar, like Cambodia. And I think this is like a really, really helpful tip is when you break down by country, you can see all the people who are entering the top level of your funnel and just like disappearing right away. So then what you do is just exclude all those countries, right? So you never get them again. And then your ad set's a lot more optimized.
that's super smart. And then once you sort of do that, that's like a list that's data you have for life. So now that you know that is happening, then you won't ever do that for any new ad set. So it's sort of like collecting data info for life, and you sort of build up a list of info on your Excel sheet of the best countries to target. So it's sort of that's definitely really smart.
Yeah, because then you get to see all these countries that you kind of understand they have access to technology and like Facebook and stuff, but they don't really have the type of money to spend online, but they just love clicking ads. So
That's so true.
So weird, man.
And then I'm pretty sure like there's countries that just love to add to cart. Like I think Philippines, I think was one of them.
Yeah,
Philippines,
Philippines.
yeah, they love to add to cart, but they don't purchase. So it's definitely good to start excluding, and that's why you always want to optimize for purchase. Because if you optimize for add to cart, then Facebook's going to feed you a lot of Philippines because you're achieving your goal by getting add to cart. So basically, Facebook isn't doing you dirty. So that's why I always go for website conversion. Yeah, so Will, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, Andy, remember I was talking about the funnel I'm gonna launch tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tested with that ever?
Yeah, so I've tested it many ways. So I'll tell you my experiences now. So story 1 was when I sort of did those memes. So for example, it was like those cute dog videos that were getting millions of views on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. I'd run PPP ads to it, and then I would retarget 95% views with a product. The results were pretty meh. It didn't really work out, so I stopped doing that. But then later on, I came back and tried it again with a high ticket product. So it's one of those those foldable drones that cost roughly $80, $90. But what I do is I'd run PPE to the first to the video ad, and then I actually retarget to the same video with purchase conversion for people who watch 95% views. That got me 1 or 2 sales, but it sort of took too long. Like it wasn't working out. I wasn't getting insane results like I expected. So those are my 2 experiences that I've done. Also with the experience number 1, when you're running engagement to the viral video, you're going to get a bunch of organic views. A lot of people sharing it. So what you can also do is pin, have somehow get your comment to the top, linking a similar related product related to that meme. So that's definitely something you could do. But I don't know. I've been getting pretty met results with it. I think I probably haven't tested it enough, but I think there is potential in that method. But you just need a lot of retargeting. So me retargeting them once is probably not enough. Having a funnel where you retarget them, maybe show them one meme, and then you retarget them with another meme, and then you keep on retargeting, so everyone who watches 95% of the previous meme gets brought into the funnel, and after they see like 5 posts from you, maybe then they're ready to purchase whatever you give to them. So maybe you need more retargeting, I'm guessing, but that probably takes a lot of work. And if I were to do it, then I'd probably probably hire or train a VA to do it for me, because yeah, it just takes up a lot of time. But that's what are my thoughts on it, and what my experiences doing it are.
Oh wow, we got that right now. Yeah, so I had my I actually ran a top 3 gadgets video for a certain niche.
Yep.
And I'm showcasing the top 3 products, and one of the products is my product that's selling right now.
Okay.
So it's like a top 3 video, and it's gotten 100,000 views for like $40.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'm gonna retarget the people with 75% traditional sell video, like the videos we make to cold traffic.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys know how that works. Maybe
Okay,
because
yeah.
you need like a good product for it to work, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so that's actually really smart. Back in the days, a lot of people did the same thing for a blog. So they'll sort of do those link posts to say top 10 winter gear of the month, or top 10 winter gear, and it'll be a blog post. And with blogs, and it's just a link post, and you know how links, you could have image, you could have a preview image, stuff like that. Since stuff like that, there's little to no competition, you'll actually get CPMs pretty low, and then you just get people, you just optimize for click-throughs, for people to click through. You can actually optimize purchase, but once they go through the blog, you have a blog with the top 10 items, and each of the items you have a link to where they can purchase the item on your store. So that's a pretty similar method, but a different variation that also works pretty well as well, because you're warming the audience up by actually giving them value and actually doing a blog post and telling them about the items, stuff like that. So you actually, they're more happy to purchase, I guess, because you're giving them value.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will, so back to you.
Yeah, I had a question about lookalike audiences, because out of all the scaling techniques, that's the only one that I haven't actually done yet.
Yeah,
and
let's talk about it. So, how many views have your winning product, your best product so far? How many views has a video gotten?
Let me check that real quick and see. I can just customize that as one of the columns in my ads manager, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that should be able to see. You could see how many 3-second views. I think they have to watch 3 seconds for it to count as a view. So 3-second views might do the trick.
Okay. Let's see. Total, it's got 51,000 right now.
Okay, that's heaps. Okay, that's super good. So that's definitely enough data for lookalike audience. So I think I mentioned this previously, but you want to do lookalike audience for 3-second views worldwide. And what's going to happen is you're going to find that around 2 to 3 of the 10 would work pretty well, and would be profitable. And then you want to then repeat the process with 10-second views, 25% views, 50% views, all the way up to 95% views. And the goal with this is you do it, each one of those audiences, you would get 2 or 3 that works really well. And as you get to 95%, you might get 4 or 5 that works really well, and you're just going to kill off the rest. And by this time, you would have collected way more data, you would have a bunch more view content, you would have a bunch more purchases. Hence, now you'll be ready to do the process for view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase. So a lot of people, they do the mistake of going straight to 95% views, view content, add to cart, purchase, but it's just not enough data. So by doing what I just said, you're sort of building data. And then you want to do like 3-second views, wait 2 to 3 days, see how the ad sets goes, kill, scale, and then after 2 or 3 days, go to 10-second views. So and then you repeat the process, wait 2 or 3 days, and go to 25% views. And then by the time you hit view content, that would have been 2 weeks, and you got a bunch of purchases, and that's enough data for you to do view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, purchase, lookalike audiences.
Perfect. Yeah, because it's funny, like when I hear about, like when I watch videos on YouTube about lookalike scaling, I always think about just like jumping straight into like waiting until you have enough purchases and then doing like a lookalike with purchase.
Exactly.
I never really thought about just actually like going the gradual process of 3-second. Honestly, didn't even know you could do that until you just told me right now.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people, they think that they just need to rack up a bunch of purchases and go straight for purchase lookalike audiences. That's definitely something that a lot of people, think when they think of lookalike audience. That's what I thought initially as well. But then I saw that 3-second views was getting me results. And I was like, damn, that's definitely something you don't want to miss out on. So yeah, that's basically the process I recommend you to take with this product.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. I'm definitely going to implement that tonight, and then I'll keep everybody on track of what happens.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear the results. Okay, so it says the free call is ending in 10 minutes. Okay, I guess we have another 10 minutes because I think I have to pay. Any other questions, everyone?
All right. This might be a dumbass question, but what app would you recommend for upsells?
Upsells, Zipify, one-click upsells.
Using Commerce Inspector is a good thing to do too. Just go to other people's sites and use Commerce Inspector. You can see what apps they're using. That's what I did to get mine.
Yeah. And what I recommend, Jonathan, is finding your first winner before installing one-click upsell, because that costs like $46-7 a month, and there's no point having it until you have your first winner. So get into Shopify, set up your store, set up your first ads, get them running, and then find your first winner and then install the app, because that'll save you some money and time, because there's literally no point setting up upsells for every single product you have on your store. Only set the post-purchase upsell for a winning product, so that'll save you some time and money.
Awesome. So like, what are like the fundamental apps you think I should have before I start the store?
So I would recommend, to be honest, at this point, I've done a lot of testing and stuff like countdown timers, sorta increase conversion rates, not much. That's why a lot of top stores are having, like, you don't see countdown timers anymore. So that's something you don't need, essentially. But trust badges, that's something pretty important. But with a trust badge, you could just go to top stores, right click, save the image as, and then put it into your store in the HTML. So there's a lot of YouTube guides on how you can just put in a trust badge into your coding. There's a lot of videos on that on YouTube, so definitely do that. What other apps are there? Dropify or Obolo, that's definitely a must. I recommend Dropify. I've tested both, and Dropify is just way more advanced in my opinion.
I think it's worth the investment because I used Overload in the beginning, but Dropify, especially with like the template thing, just like creating products is so much.
Exactly. That's so true.
I've got Dropify now. So
Yeah, that's good. I'm actually going to my app store now. Let's see what apps I can recommend.
Another good upsell app is in-car upsell. That brought me a lot of sales. My last product.
Also, Jonathan, you want to install Klaviyo. So that's an email marketing. So you want to also collect emails while your store is up and running. Yeah. You want maybe a currency converter, one that sort of basically automatically converts it to the person's IP. So the one
That's
I have
super key for worldwide.
Yeah, that's really good.
And what else? And the last app that I use that's really good is Cartback. Messenger, Facebook Messenger remarketing. So those are all my top apps.
I was looking at it and like honestly, the countdown cart, it looks so scammy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, one of my favorite quotes from people is that the best drop shipping stores are the ones that don't look like drop shipping stores, right? Like
Exactly,
if you go to like wayfair.ca, that's a really popular site here in Canada. And like my parents were thinking about buying like a fire pit from them, right? Because they do like really high ticket drop shipping.
Yeah.
They don't even realize it. It's like a giant drop shipping store.
Oh, that's mad. I want to check this out. Wayfair.
Yeah, Wayfair. They basically just take wholesale items from those like Amazon kind of lists, and then
Okay, I see.
it's really amazing too because they actually work with like local companies here in Edmonton, and they allow the drop off at their stores. Like they do partnerships with them, so it's a lot easier to ship these big items.
Yeah, the store looks so clean.
Oh, someone made a video about that. They're like the first $1 billion dropshipping store. I forgot who made that video.
Yeah, they're huge here in Canada. Like everybody here gets all their products from there, and they don't even realize it that they're a big drop shipping store.
No way. What the hell? Definitely like transitioning out of like themes that don't look like dropshipping is also the way to go. Like getting out of Turbo theme, Shopify Booster, Brooklyn theme. You want to start looking for themes that make it look like a legit store, either through getting a coder or looking for pre-made themes that no one else has and looks really clean. That's definitely the next step to go when it comes to branding your store and making something that stands out. Because a lot of people are getting used to the freaking green add to cart button, the banner on top saying free shipping over $50, the basically sales for every single product is 50% off. People are definitely getting used to that. So slowly transitioning to like putting items to full price, getting a theme that is super unique, getting a normal add to cart button, not that bright green color, definitely something they could do because everyone's sort of getting numb to drop shipping stores. So definitely standing out is a way to go, I reckon. So over the next few months, I'm probably going to start looking at different themes that are worth investing in, and I'll probably share with you guys what my best ones is, because I think the other day I saw one that looked super clean. Let me try to find it now actually.
I actually noticed like a lot. I got my first sales. Like my very first sale was the day I like optimized my product page to not look so dropshippy. I got rid of the timer. I cleaned everything up super well. And then one of my add-ons that helped a lot is it comes from a YouTuber. I forgot the guy's name, but I can say it in the chat later. But he basically has this $7 app where when you go to the checkout, it has a little timer that says like use save 10 within the next 10 minutes, and you get 10% off. And that really, because I noticed a lot of people were dropping off like halfway through my funnel. I was getting a lot of add to carts, but never getting people to really like initiate them or purchase. And the moment I add that checkout thing where it's like save 10 in the next 10 minutes, I start to notice like I got my first sale that day that I put it on to.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
because
Go ahead.
Apple Gadgets uses that.
Yeah, Google Code, that's the one.
Yeah,
Chris, I see you on so many YouTube videos. Every single time like Braden Rich uploads a video, I see you comment on it.
Braden was the guy who brought me my first sales. Not even
Yeah, he's a good YouTuber.
Awesome. So what's the name of that app? I definitely want to check that out. I want to install that like right now.
Here, let me see.
I don't think it's an app, it's a piece of code.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a piece of, it's a code. You know, we could actually just share it with each other, I'm pretty sure. So you guys don't have to buy it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll post in the chat and I'll give like a little description on how to do it. I'll give you guys the download.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Of course. And yeah, I'm actually gonna, because like luckily enough, it's so funny. I went into this month saying I was gonna spend like $1,000 just like learning everything because I set money aside for this, right? But oddly enough, I've spent like 660 US, which is a lot for me, and it's brought me back almost 1,500 US already, right?
No way.
So I've actually like profited, which is insane. Like I didn't expect it at all. And so what I'm doing up to, sorry, what?
Yeah, on that topic, I noticed something similar. The moment where I started spending money a lot, I started testing 5-6 products a day. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm putting a lot of money out. But for some reason, how the universe works, when you put out money, money comes back. And I think I was making much more than slowly testing 1 or 2 products a day. When you spend money slowly, not only the results are much slower, but so for some reason you just don't get return on your money. I don't know, it's just something like, for example, every time I invest in a mentor or course, I seem to make back the money within the next week or 2. I think it's just how the universe works.
Yeah, law of attraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Scared money don't make no money. That's a Meek Mill lyric too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. I was running low on money like a few months back, but I knew it would just come back, and it just came back into my account.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Peter,
so I'm using those profits to build a second store already because I actually like still work retail at a store called Zara. I'm not sure if you guys have heard it.
yeah.
But it's cool because I actually have access to like a top seller list. Like I can actually look through our database and see like the top ranking items in the world.
No way.
So obviously like being the biggest fashion retailer in the world, I can see which type of articles of clothing are selling throughout like anywhere in the world, right? So I'm actually going to use that to my advantage and use that as like my product research for apparel dropshipping.
Guys, I think the call's going to cut out in like less than 30 seconds because this is a Zoom free account. It's been awesome talking to everyone. We'll probably just jump on the group chat and start messaging there, giving each other all the links and all this knowledge and stuff. But yeah, really love this call. Hopefully everyone got value out of it. I wish it could be longer, but I'm on Zoom free. But yeah, we'll just keep on talking until it cuts off, I guess.
I can see if I can make one and invite everybody else, and if it doesn't work,
Yeah, that'd
try
be
that.
cool.
Wait, why don't we use like Skype or something?
Yeah,
You have Skype?
yeah, I've thought about Skype. We could definitely do that.